White liberalism always shows its true colors anytime the anti-blackness is called out. I don't know if you've been following the discourse, but a creator named Peyton called out Zebron's campaign, who is the organizer behind the America tour. She joined a live where Black women were voicing their valid concerns, which was that the tour was very disorganized, it lacked diversity, and then included Black people and other people of color as an afterthought. And what did Zebron's campaign do? She got up there and was very anti-Black with her tone and her responses. So Peyton, a white man, called her out. Somehow, now he is the villain. Not her, not her racism, not the harm that she caused to Black women. The white man who dared call her out on it. This is another classic example of white womanhood being protected at all costs, even when we are 100% in the wrong. She weaponized anti-Blackness, and then instead of accountability, she got coddled. And this is why I don't take white liberalism seriously. You say you want to unfuck America, but you're clinging on to the same tools that fucked it in the first place, which is anti-Blackness. You're not dismantling any systems. You're just maintaining that same system with a softer tone and rebranding it. You say you want justice, but only if it doesn't make you uncomfortable. You say you want unity, but only if Black people are willing to shut the fuck up and not address any anti-Blackness that comes their way. And if they don't, it's infighting, or it's divisive, or we need to pick our battles. But let me be very clear. Calling out anti-Blackness should always be the battle worth picking. And for those of you that are saying, oh, but Black people wanted us to lead this movement, and now that we're doing it, nothing is ever right. We can't do anything right. Like, you do know that it's not hard to fight the good fight without racism, right?
And I guess it's safe to say that this is why Black people are staying at home. This is why Black people have decided to leave their energy out of anything that has to do with liberating America from DJT. And my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is, do you think Black people are wrong when they choose to stay out of anything that has to do with protesting to make America a better place?
Protecting Black women isn't an option, especially when it's from people like this. As a son of a Black mother, I'll never tolerate being in a space where people like this are given voice over Black women that have time and time again showed up and shown us how to move in compassion and make change. Would you be surprised to know that she's a liberal? Yes, this is a person that created the America tour. She's blocked now because I refuse to tolerate people or even support any of their content when they're engaging in the sort of behavior I'm seeing from this. You see, the thing about racism is, the racist doesn't know that they're a racist. They claim that they are doing things in the best interest of people when in all actuality, they're just trying to avoid standing in the nasty reflection of their own truth. And to see creators like Dean and Parker and those folks go along with this is a reminder that all our friends are not our friends when it comes down to holding people accountable that need to be held accountable. But more despicable to me is the group of Black men that I have seen trying to run cover for this individual. Shout out to Peyton, who called it out and is now being bullied by the America tour. If you've not seen his video, you should go and watch it. It's absolutely crazy the way that he is being treated now that he called out the racism of this person. If you haven't watched Peyton's video, I want to encourage you to go and watch it because this person was called out by that individual. And Peyton is a non-Black person that stood up for a group of Black women. Thank you for being a rational voice in the room, Peyton. And I am disgusted because then this person and their cronies decide to weaponize Blackness against him and say, there are Black people that are uncomfortable with you. And what else? The Black women that she treated inappropriately are also uncomfortable with her. And there has still not been accountability from this individual because guess what? She can't bring herself to stand in the nasty reflection of her own truth, that she engaged in utilization of the master's tools. And to the Black men that stood around and are using their platform to try to protect her, how dare you? As the sons of Black mothers, how dare you? How dare you utilize your voice to silence the voice of Black women? But am I surprised? No. Which is why those of us that protect Black women must continue to do so. I'll tag some Black female creators that you all can follow. I encourage you to follow them. But folks, we got to remember, all skin folk ain't kin folk.
No, because you cannot tell me you are supposedly doing something that is inclusive. It's like somebody coming out and be like, hey, Black people, I'm a white woman and I'm gonna do something that's going to make Target understand that they are knowing good, they're not doing good by the Black community. And that same white woman goes to say, yeah, you do buy things from Target, Like, you want to tell me you don't have like straight hair? You understand what I mean? Like, why are you putting yourself in a position as a white woman to forefront yourself as a person who is doing something that's beneficial to the black community and it's inclusive for everybody? Meanwhile, when black people come and tell you, hey, if you were doing so and so in our name, how about you do it this way? And 2 minutes later, sis is offended and she became racist out of the blue. Oh, it was a mistake. I didn't intend to. It was always there. It was always there. And I would say it again. This is why black people stay out of your business. Because when they wake up and be like, hey, you want to use our face? You want to use our images? You want to use our names as black people? Let's correct you on how to do it. But then the white privilege ego comes out and you don't want to hear nothing that's coming from the black community. And my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is, do you think black people are wrong when they choose to stay out of anything that has to do with protesting to make America a better place?
I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently the organizer of the Unfuck America tour, the one with Parker and Dean, where they literally stalk around Charlie Kirk at all of his events, well, allegedly, she's quite racist, and it has been all over my For You page recently. Now, you might be wondering, Megan, who is that organizer? Well, I am very pleased to tell you it is no other than this woman right here. Z runs campaigns. And I'm not sure if you guys remember Z, but back in December, her and I, we had a bit of an interaction. And that interaction is actually quite hilarious. Just let me remind you guys. That's me.
Situation across the border 2 days prior.
Megan, I don't know if all that lip filler has leaked into your brain or if you're just a straight up racist.
Is that right, Z? You accusing me of being a racist after what you just did? Oh, girl, talk about projecting. Now, if you guys don't know what this whole thing is about, apparently, I mean, you can go watch this is actually on YouTube, but Z was going on to a podcast for somebody who was critiquing the Unfuck America tour and how she had literally almost no one of color going on the tour. And the two main heads were Dean and Parker, who were very privileged white males. And there was a group of individuals who were on this panel essentially saying, why isn't there somebody of color to represent a group that is very large in the Democratic Party? And Z, well, she didn't like that. She didn't like that one bit. And she jumped onto the live and essentially started claiming that they were being bullies, telling that these women of color, that they were being very loud and they were being bullied to her, and that they essentially needed to calm down in order to provide criticism in a better way. And the individuals who were part of the panel are African-American women. And they did not take this lightly, because here was a white woman telling a black woman that they were being angry at her for not liking the fact that she literally had no people of color on the panel. Now, do I actually think that she's a racist? Guys, I really don't know if she's racist. I think she kind of is.